Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Field of 68's last call. Do you think that you could take down a black bear?
No, hell no.
I'm going to try.
The first person that's going to die has got to be one of the black guys. So
Cold cuts, they suck.
Are Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce going to get married?
Hell no. Here we go. It's last call.
Hello and welcome to Last Call here on Stadium. My name is Rob Doster. I have Tyler Hansbrough with me. I have Terrence Oglesby with me. That was a hard thing for me to say. We are
the
Field 68.
Words, man.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard to talk. I'm sitting here trying to go through my spiel. I'm trying to watch Colorado State, who just hit a game winner. Oh, what a shot, Jalen House. 10 seconds left. This is an unbelievable ending that you're getting a live reaction to. 7.3 seconds left. New Mexico up 65-64 on Colorado State. This has been crazy. Anyway, we're last call. We're going to be here answering your questions for the next 28 minutes or so. And I'm going to start with this. I'm not even going to go through what's on the sheet. I'm not going to go what's on the rundown. It was a question that was asked by our very own Terrence Oglesby before the show started. One, are there hogs in Arkansas, which is the silly question. And two, Tyler Hansbrough, can you take down a hog? Can you take down a razorback? Can you take down a wild pig?
I think they're called boars, but no. I've known people that have hunted them, but no, you don't want to mess with them. They're actually they're pretty aggressive, actually. So yeah, you don't want to mess with a boar or one of those hogs.
What kind of weaponry would you need?
Well, hold on. That's what I was gonna allude to. You can go on tours in Texas and go on a helicopter with machine guns and take down these boars like 40, 50 at a time, because their gestation period is only 3 months. Their gestation, and they have like 15 baby piglets. Like so like they reproduce so fast that you can get in a helicopter and mow them down. The only reason I know that is because my brother was going to throw my bachelor party, fly me out to Texas, put me in a helicopter, and hand me a machine gun. Fortunately, we didn't do that.
Oh, man.
Hey, listen, man, there's no way I'm getting in a helicopter. T.O., I don't even like flying, but helicopters are supposed to be – they're not as safe as planes, I'll tell you that. That's what I've heard, but I'm not sure that's a great idea. Machine gun in the helicopter, and you lean out the helicopter and just light them up.
Well, I'm sure they'd give you a seatbelt or something. I'm sure they give you a harness. It's not like they're just hanging out the side of it. But you can do that. But the reason you can hold on. The one reason you can machine gun these pigs is because they reproduce so fast. So like you can I'm serious. This is a real thing. You can look it up. You can machine gun.
Well, no, they're like it's a problem that you have this many, right? That you have this many feral hogs running around all over the place. But Tyler, since we're on this point now, I got to ask you. I know that you don't love flying. Would you rather have to go to hand-to-hand combat with nothing but a pocket knife and a baseball bat against the black bear, or parachute out of an airplane at 15,000 feet?
15,000? I would do the 15,000 airplane.
You would jump out of the airplane?
Yeah, I would like my chances better. Well, a black bear? No, I'll fight him with a bat and a pocket.
Yeah, I was going to say black bears are smaller.
Yeah, teensy. Yeah,
yeah.
Problem.
You might actually be bigger than a black bear, Tyler.
Nah, I don't think that. It's like a big ass guinea pig, basically. Black bears are nice.
Did you know if you let hold on. Back to pigs. Did you know if you let a regular farm pig out, it will grow black hair and turn into a hog? Were you aware of this? And they'll grow.
No, I was not.
I was. Why? How? Is it just because they get fat and lazy when they're sitting around eating?
I don't know why, but it's true. That does happen. Like they turn into boar. Like regular house piglets will grow hair. Yeah. The producer Dagan knows what I'm saying, even though nobody else in the world can hear what he's saying. But like,
Well, he's country.
yeah,
He's country as hell too. So he's country as hell too. So that checks out. Actually, that makes
go
a lot of
get your
sense. All right,
machine gun.
let's get into some questions that have actually come in from the chat instead of talking about feral hogs and pigs and machine guns hanging out of helicopters. Tio, is Providence on the right side of the bubble after their win over Xavier tonight? And just for context, they were, and I believe, the first team out in our Monday fielding the 68 bracket.
Well, first things first, I think it's amazing that they're even there. Because like when Bryce Hopkins went down, I thought for sure like it's going to be tough sled. Kim English has done a great job there. Great job. I think they're close. I don't know their record right offhand. What's the record right offhand? Just because I haven't pulled up all my stuff right now. So right,
17-9.
Yeah, so they're
17-9.
they're 18 and 9, 9 and 7 in the Big East. So that puts them at what, 5th or 6th, which is kind of what we've been saying all year. Like that's kind of where they are. First year head coach. They're not the national title contender that we would argue that Marquette is on some nights, that UConn is on some nights. I think they're good enough to be in right now. If it were up to me, the problem is they lost 4 in a row right there at the beginning of January. Ever since then, in my opinion, guys, they've been really good. So, I think they should be in. I think they could be very much be in that play-in game.
Yeah, and to your point, yes, they lost 4 in a row after Bryce Hopkins got hurt. But since that streak where they're trying to re-identify who they are, they've won 7 of their last 10, which includes a win over Creighton at home in overtime, a win over St. John's, a win at Seton Hall, and a win at Xavier. Put them in the tournament, man. If Providence isn't dancing, who's dancing? They're 18-9. They got 5 quad 1 wins. I believe 6 quad 1 wins now that they won at Xavier. Tyler, if they're not dancing, then nobody deserves to dance. Let's get Providence. We all need Devin Carter in the NCAA tournament. He needs to be dancing. We need to get him. Let's make
I'm with you. I'm with you, Dawson. And also, they're going to have their chance. They have to end the season. They have UConn at home. Sorry, that's a tough place to play. At Providence, that could be a big win. They need a signature win. They're going to have Marquette coming up, but it's at Marquette. But they'll have their shot. I like Providence in the tournament. I'm with you.
All right, I want both of you guys to answer this, Tyler.
I'm all for Providence making the tournament as long as they lock Lumpy Dumper outside of the amp and never let him in. It's only one condition.
All right, New Mexico just got the win for the record at home in a thriller over Colorado State. That's a big one for Richard Pitino. All right, I want both of you guys to answer this. We're going to start with you, Tyler. Which ACC team do you trust the most? That is from our buddy Nick.
North Carolina. I think North Carolina, they have the most options. And if it's not North Carolina, I will take North Carolina out of it because a little biased here. But I do think that their overall team, I think they have, I think they're the depth with Seth Trimble. And I think their roster and the way RJ Davis is playing, I don't think, anybody, kind of expected RJ to be rolling like this. I think he is a guy at the end of the game that can get you a bucket when you need a bucket, even though we haven't executed, in some late game settings the way that we should have. But outside of North Carolina, I'm actually going to go with Clemson. I like PJ Hall. I like Shefflin. Those guys make winning basketball plays, and also to me, Shefflin is a guy who can make winning plays and is a huge X factor. Joe Girard can hit shots. You can't leave him open. They have weapons all across the board. So after North Carolina, it's going to be Clemson for me, even though a lot of people will say Duke. I don't think interiorly Duke has it.
All right, T.O., some people have called Tyler Hansbrough, or some have called Ian Shefflin Tyler Hansbrough with a mullet. Can you respond to that, please?
I'm not mad at it. He's not quite as good as Tyler, but he's a very valuable piece, and he does make a lot of winning plays.
Yeah, Tyler gave me a dirty look when I had the audacity to say that.
Hey, I like him.
Tio, who do you trust the most in that league?
You know what? It has to be one of the three. I trust North Carolina more than anybody else, just because I think RJ can take over a game, and I really like the additions of Harrison Ingram and my man from Notre Dame, brain fart right now. Cormac Ryan. I think those guys are really good. I think Elliot Cadeau was the missing piece to last year's team. And they're really defending. So I would have to pick North Carolina and then Duke, Clemson in that order.
Yeah, you guys are 100% correct. The answer is North Carolina. Although I would make the argument that I think Duke's ceiling is higher because they could catch fire for about 3 games and light people up. Listen, when we get back from a quick break, we're going to talk about Leonard Hamilton. We're going to talk a little bit about UConn, and we got to talk about T.O.'s beautiful scalp. Well, welcome back to Last Call here on Stadium and the Stadium app. Rob Doster, Tyler Hansbrough, Terrence Oglesby. We are the Field of 68, and we are going to be here for the next 17 minutes or so. My math is not as good as it used to be. Answering your questions from the chat. Fire them in, and we will get to them. I'll ask them, even if they get us canceled. I think I probably will fire away and make it happen. So we're going to start with this. T.O., going to you first. Is Leonard Hamilton going to be out at Florida State this year?
No, unless he wants to be. I think Leonard has earned the right to call his own shot. What he's done at Florida State over the last few years. I mean, he struggled last year. They've run into a buzzsaw this year over the last 5 or 6 games. It's tough, but Leonard's not going anywhere. Leonard's done a lot for that school, and really, he's held serve. He's got to refine what they've been able to do as far as talent's concerned. They've had lottery picks that are really good. They haven't had lottery picks in the past couple of years. I think Baba Miller was the closest thing, but he's probably a late first. They have to have a ball dominant lottery pick. That's where he's good, but he's been known to go get those guys, but their NIL is not as far up as some of these other places either. So it's hard to get those guys.
Yeah, I think that's the big question is not will he be fired, but will he decide that, you know what, I'm pushing 72 years old here. Maybe it's time for me to relax and not have to worry about the transfer portal.
Keep in mind, too, Florida State's paying 3 football coaches right now.
Your thumbs up just popped up on your screen, and I see you trying to adjust it so that nobody can see it.
No, I didn't mean to.
All right.
But they're paying 3 football coaches. They're not firing Leonard.
Yeah. All right, Tyler. This is from Michael H, who I believe is Michael Hogg in our chat. Are there any issues that could haunt UConn down the stretch and into March?
I just think that UConn is the most complete team, and I know that Creighton, kind of smacked them, but it's hard for me to say that. Man, I don't see it. I would say injuries is the only thing that's preventing UConn to really having
Mhm.
a deep run, and it's going to hang on the fact if Klingon's foot kind of holds on and he's healthy. But no, I think UConn is probably the most complete team in the country right now. So I can't really find any flaws because I don't think there's teams out there that can present the challenge that would really knock off UConn. It would have to be UConn beating themselves or injuries.
Yeah, To.
It would take an upset of epic proportions, and it would probably be a much smaller team that just got nuts hot from the perimeter. That's the only way I see it outside of the Final Four. When it gets to the Final Four, I think we're going to have a good Final Four this year. I just have an inkling. Like, we're going to have some real big dogs in that Final Four. So they're going to be really good. I think Purdue can get them because of that size. And let's be honest, like, they run into another Big East team that's figured them out on occasion. You know, it's possible, but it's outside of injuries, it's hard to really say anybody's beating UConn at home or in the NCAA tournament. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I think that the way that you need to be able to beat them is take them out of what they want to run and force them to kind of play one-on-one. Try to make their guys be basketball players and make them go make basketball plays. And if you can find a way to mess up the stuff that they run, then you have a chance to do it. We saw Creighton do it one way. We saw Kansas do it a completely different way. And we saw Seton Hall kind of physically kick their ass a little bit. So 3 games on the road, 3 good teams, 3 tournament teams. And yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if anyone can get them in the dance this year. Here's a good question for you. I want you to go back to your days from actually playing, right? From when you were still playing. Would you rather miss the NCAA tournament altogether, head to the NIT or go to the CBI, or just have your season kind of be over as soon as the conference tournament is over? Or would you rather have an embarrassing upset, right? Would you rather just go home and have no one pay attention to you, or get into the tournament as a high seed and have your hearts ripped out, a la in Arizona, a la a Purdue the last couple of years, a la someone like a Virginia in 2018? Tyler, let's go to you first on that one.
I would rather be in the tournament. You give yourself a chance. You can never be afraid of losing. That's an awful way to look at it, and I'm not opposed to going to NIT, but if you're asking me, would I rather lose in the tournament or have a huge upset in the tournament? I'd rather go to the tournament and get upset. We're one of the best 68 teams in the country.
T.O.?
I agree. Well, because that means you were pretty good heading into the tournament. That means that whole journey, the whole way, you were having a great year.
So you'd rather have a great year and then get stomped out?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I'd rather have a great year and then lose a bad one. Come on, man. Of course you want to make the tournament. It's a bad question. Wow.
Yeah, but it's not. No, here's the thing. It's not that that you don't want to make the tournament. It's that if you're looking back on it, would you rather just have I guess a year where it ended without having that kind of that memory and that taste in your mouth? And I think that that's probably not the way to look at it. There's
regardless
there's
of what people think, like, my college career ended on an elbow where I was ejected. Like, I never played again after that. Like, I don't think about that when I think about my college seasons. I think about everything else. So, like, one loss is one loss. Like, is it going to get brought up, the Virginia loss, as a 1 seed? Yeah, sure. But I mean, I could promise Kyle Guy was thinking about some of those specific games throughout the season that they won at the buzzer. Like, you want a good season overall. I think by and large, the people who don't know are the people that, put so much on just these 1-game sample sizes in the NCAA tournament. So if I had to pick, it's obviously going to the tournament.
Yeah, I think most players would probably say that. Go ahead, Tyler.
Let's not forget that Virginia won the whole damn tournament the next year. So sometimes losing like that, you can fuel it and use it for the next year's kind of motivation.
Mm-hmm. T.O., can we tell the story about what happened after the elbow? You elbowed Stu Douglas of Michigan, who was on our podcast network, right? He hosted a Michigan podcast for us.
You love this story.
It's one of the funniest stories ever. And there was a guy on his team named Zach Novak, who everybody confused and thought was the same person. And you got on a flight back from, I want to say, like Austria or something like that around Christmas. And you walked on the plane and you saw who you thought was Stu Douglas, and you apologized to him for elbowing him when you were actually apologizing to Zach Novak instead of apologizing to Stu Douglas. Do I have the story
They
correct?
could have been brothers. Yeah, they could have been brothers. They look the same.
When did you realize
I didn't
it was
know
actually Zach Novak?
I didn't know it until like 10 years later, which that's where the funny part is.
That's my favorite part about this story. Listen, when we get back, I'm actually going to ask the question about T.O.'s scalp. And we have some of the mysteries of the universe, let's just put it like that, are going to be answered here on Last Call on Stadium. Welcome back to Stadium. We are here, Last Call. My name is Rob Dosser. I have Terrence Oglesby. I have Tyler Hansborough, and we are the Field of 68. And for the next about 6 or 7 minutes, we're going to be answering the questions that you put in the chat and fire away at us. This is from Nick, T.O., and I think that he is asking us this question because he may be follically challenged or deciding whether or not it's time for him to come on home. You made that decision a while ago. You look great, by the way. You have a great, beautiful bald head. But what he wants to know is, what do you use to wash the top of that lovely dome of yours?
You just use regular bar soap. You just use it like you use on your face. But what you need to do, and I probably need to get like a sponsorship for this. But these pit bull razors, elite situation here. Elite situation. You just 1, 2, 3. You're done in 2 minutes. It's the best.
Pit bull
Have you
razors?
seen these?
No. Oh boy, he's off. Is he going to shave his head live on Last Call? He's going to shave his head live on the air, isn't he? This is what we're doing here, Tyler. Anyways, let's vamp. Tyler, if you had to shave your head, would you be using a pit bull razor? What do you think? Is that the way that we'd be going with this?
I'm gonna have to wait and see what T.O.'s see what this.
So these things, look, these things right here, elite situation. Hit your button, and it just goes all the way over the whole head here. And then you're ready to go. You just clean that bad boy up right there. It's easy, and it bends around the curvature of your egghead. So come on home. Whoever asked that question, Nick, come on home, baby. We're ready. Get you a pit bull.
You never cut your head? You never had like a blood situation going on up there?
Oh, never. You can actually scrub your head pretty hard with this thing too. Hair be gone. Pit bull razor. These things are great. Pit bull gold's what I use. Pit bull gold.
There you go. I can't believe you just shaved your head live on the air. They're live on national television. T.O. just shaved his head.
I was gonna have to do it anyway.
Yeah, Tyler, here's where we're going with this one. It is from Jacob. I feel like you're gonna have some opinions on this. Is Bigfoot real?
No, I do not believe in Bigfoot. And I've got a buddy of mine who is so into Bigfoot. He follows all the stories and where the last sighting of Bigfoot was, and I think it's the weirdest thing in the world. But no, Bigfoot's not real, not at all. It's all fake. We'd all have proof or something. Nope.
I like how you had to really think about that for a second. Were you thinking about whether or not you were going to admit that you were a Bigfoot truther? Is that what it was?
No, I've got this this buddy of mine who is huge into Bigfoot, and I was just laughing at all the time and all the effort he puts into researching and looking where the last sighting was. It's just I know the Bigfoot enthusiast, all these weird things that they have that involve the sighting and what Bigfoot can actually do. I just laugh about it. No, I do not believe in Bigfoot.
Tio, are aliens real? Do aliens exist?
I think it's really egotistical for us to think that we're the only living things in a universe that's so big.
That's all you got? That's it?
So, yep.
There you go. Yeah, I think aliens are real too. I don't think that it's the come down and try to I don't think there's such thing as alien abductions. Right? No? You ever been abducted by an alien, Terrence?
I can't remember her name.
All right, listen. Last question that we got here. And Tio, I'm going to start with you on this one. It's a tough one. I think it's from our producer, Trevor Valise. Why is there no D in refrigerator? Did you know that there was no D in the word refrigerator?
I thought there was a D in refrigerator.
There's no D in refrigerator.
Have you ever just spelled the word fridge? Everybody spells it with a D.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take re and ater off of it. It's going to be fridge, and you're going to put the D in the fridge?
Wouldn't it be refrigerator then if there's no D?
I thought there was a D.
There's no there's no D in refrigerator. Tyler.
Hey, if you ever open the fridge, there's a D in fridge.
Yeah, there's a D in fridge, but there's no D in refrigerator. Why?
What do you think fridge is freaking short for?
Refrigerator. So why is there no D in refrigerator? That's the question.
Somebody's not spelling shit right.
Listen, this has been
somebody talk to your people. Somebody call Webster. Somebody call Webster. There's been a tragic mistake.
Is there a D in dictionary, Tio?
Yeah. Same as there's a D in fridge.
Oh, listen, this has been Last Call, Field 68, for Tyler Hansborough, for Terrence Oglesby, for our producer, Dayton Hughes. My name is Rob Doster. We're back again tomorrow night.